So what people don't understand about soil is it's got a pH level. That's a body chemistry. So for example, we're males.
Yep.
If we take what's a female pill? Estrogen pill.
Yep.
We can take that and our body tries to do its thing and goes, we don't need that. You waste it out.
Yep.
Whereas a female, same way, takes a drug for a male. There's just so what people don't understand is like if your pH isn't right, then fertilizer does the same thing. Seed does the same thing. It's just rejected. It'll take up that fertilizer and go, okay, can't use this, and spit it right back out. It just leaches off. So soil sample, if you're trying to establish turf, soil sample first. And some people say, well, I'm doing sod. I'm bringing in 2 inches of good dirt and then grass. I don't need that. That's true. You can lay sod on this floor and water it, and it'll grow within that 2 inches. The problem is those roots are penetrating what's below it, so it's important to have it cultivated right and all that to, in the dirt below it, because, deep roots, like, top growth and quality of turf is directly related to how good that root system is in anything.
Right.
So just making sure your soil pH is right. And then if you're establishing by seed, that's a whole different animal. Timing's huge.
Well, for us specifically, like we build on, a variety of lots. Like we build a barn in downtown Spartanburg,
right?
Right off Main Street. Like it's on a 1/10 of an acre lot. Great sod application, right?
Yep.
But we're building a lot on, Bob and Mary got 100 acres and they're carving out a couple acres. And so people are moving into homes and they've got anywhere from 2 to 10 acres of management. And some of it, has not been really impacted, but that typically you're looking at anywhere from an acre to 2 or 3 acres that have been disturbed, open soil, where we've had to push dirt off or taper down from establishing a build site. And so we run into the case where it's generally speaking a large area they're trying to establish something on. And so we end up with a lot of people that are throwing seed and straw or occasionally, come in and hydro seed depending on time of year again. But like, any advice there?
Well, no, again, timing is everything in establishing by seed. You've got to be in the right window. You can't put, a cool season grass like fescue. People think, well, I need to do it in the spring. Well, fescue is not native to our areas. It hates 100-degree heat. Can it grow here? Yes. We're fortunate enough for it to grow here. The places you see with big stands of it, like the front of BMW, that is tens upon hundreds of thousands of dollars spent every year to keep that grass looking like that. It's under perfect irrigation, perfect feeding. So knowing, once you get grass established, people think, all right, that's it. My grass is growing. It's doing great, but you've got to fertilize it. It's kind of like us. It's like in fertilizer, what people don't understand about fertilizer programs, and this is where you got to be educated, is there's certain times a year. And I've learned some of this stuff the hard way. People say, well, I put all this seed out in the spring, and then they also followed the Scott's commercial and went and got a pre-emerge. Well, pre-emerge forms an invisible layer for nothing to emerge. It doesn't. So they've suppressed all their seed. That's something I've seen happen. That's like, no, that was bad. Yeah. Very counterproductive. But just knowing the fertilizer steps, people, what they don't understand about fertilizers, like it'd be like me and you sitting down saying, TJ, we're ultra busy next week. So let's just get all the food we're going to eat for the week, and let's just eat it all right now. Yeah. Can we intake all that food? No, we can't. Yep. We can intake 4 meals, and then we're going to be over here throwing up. But our body can only intake so much, and plants are, a living organism just like people. So you can't just say, you see it again at Lowe's in the spring, Billy's got his cart full of fertilizer. He's pumped. We're about to get real green. Yeah. And I'm not going to do fertilizer every month and a half like it says. I'm going to do it all at one time. That way we don't have to worry about it. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
You can do more damage if you overdo it. But then again, once that grass takes up so much, it might look great out of the gate, and the rest of that fertilizer as it's burning off, and it's just leaching out, Yeah. So again, just kind of knowing timing, establishing by seed in your situation, timing's everything. Hydro seed versus seed and straw. People ask that. They're essentially the same thing. Yep. Hydro seed was built for utility purposes on roadsides. Yep. It was never intended to be a residential form of spraying grass. Well, all it has is a tackifier in it and this paper mache and a green dye. So it sprays and it's green, but you've seen hydro seed and y'all do it and the green's gone.
Yep.
That's just a
And it's a
short-term
mess
thing.
too if you ain't
Know
ain't
what you're
paying
doing.
attention.
And you get an initial water application. The water that's coming out with that seed is not enough to germinate that seed,
Right.
so to speak. So I'm more of an advocate for seed and straw, and the reason being is, if you got a good base in the seed kind of settles within that cultivated soil. When you put the straw out, when it rains, it retains moisture. So not too heavy. People do sometimes straw too heavy, and you're just completely shading out the seed. But it retains that water, so it just kind of is like a amphibious, just perfect environment for the seed. And people think straw strictly for the runoff, and that's correct too. Anything will run off, hydro seed or seed and straw. If you get enough rain or downpour, like a storm like Helene,
Yeah.
Too bad situations, your straw can blow away. And then enough rain, it's channeling it up under hydro seed or seed. So
Yep.
there's no real right or wrong, just knowing rates. People sometimes either put out too much or not enough.